I'm Liz Clayman with today's Clayman Confidential. We're at the Bellagio. This is an MGM-owned property where SALT, the biggest hedge fund conference in the U.S., is happening right here. Can you imagine 2,000 big money players, the smart money, the fast money coming here? What does that mean to the man at the helm of MGM? Listen. This is a big deal. You've got 1,800 people here. What does an event like this do for the MGM brand?
So, firstly, to have such an all-star cast of investors and celebrities, it's all good for Las Vegas because it brings visibility, brings attention to our great community. To have it hosted here at Bellagio, which we own, which is kicking butt, by the way, doing really well. It doesn't
Congratulations.
hurt. Thank you. We had a good quarter. And for MGM Resorts in general, we own a lot of this town. We live here. We care about what's going on. And it shows that people care about Las Vegas and want to have a good time.
Well, you're in so many different pies. You are in entertainment, gaming, retail, hospitality. Give us a sense of how the consumer on all of those fronts, as you run the gamut, is doing.
Well, I'm glad you asked, because watching TV sometimes, you wouldn't get a flavor for the fact that the U.S. consumer is actually very strong. I don't see that a lot on TV, but all of our spending trends are up. Our hotel spending trends, food and beverage, entertainment, retail, conventions, which means businesses are doing more business. So we are here, at least in Las Vegas, I can say, we're stronger than we have been since 2007. So in other words,
since the crisis.
Since before the crisis, we're back to almost the best days we ever had, which was in that 2006, 2007 period.
Can I push you? How is that possible? We have very tiny wage growth.
Right.
Every time we get the labor numbers, it's up incrementally. And a lot of Americans say they don't feel like now is that wonderful time. Sort of the roaring 20s feel right now in this millennium.
Yeah, I think that's right. So what people are doing with their hard-earned money and their savings, they're looking for value. And so I've been in New York a lot because we brought a REIT public. I know what the room rates I paid in New York City, and I know what we charge here. So they are spending money, but they're far more value conscious. Now they're not afraid or unwilling to go to a great restaurant or have a luxury experience, but they don't want to feel like they're getting ripped off. And I feel like that plays right into the strength of Las Vegas. Here we are at Bellagio. It's a 5-diamond, 5-star hotel. The room rates here are less than anywhere in New York City, anywhere in Los Angeles, and that helps us.
Well, you talk about broadening that feel of making sure that people are getting value. They're still looking for leadership in this country.
That's right.
And we've got this election that is sort of contentious, but less so now that you have at least one front runner. It's Donald Trump, at least for the presumptive nominee. But do you get a sense from where you sit here in Las Vegas and looking at all of your businesses, including Macau, which was down 25%, I think, in the most recent quarter, who would be the best leader, at least from a business perspective?
So, I'm not going to bite. I'm not going to give you
I tried.
But I will help. I want people to vote. One of the greatest responsibilities we have as Americans, the right and responsibility, is to vote. One of the positives, and there have been many negatives that have come out of this campaign season on both sides, one of the positives is there seems to be a renewed interest of political activism. I see more people at rallies for all the candidates, at Trump, at Sanders, at Clinton. I think that's great.
But you wouldn't, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but would you really want someone to vote for, say, for example, a Bernie Sanders, if he is calling for such high taxes on businesses and those who create jobs?
Well, I can tell you that I'm not going to vote for Bernie Sanders. I don't know who I'm going to vote for, and that's between me and the ballot box right now, but I can tell you that that's not moving the country forward the way I see it. I'm a majority-minority company. I have 63,000 employees work for me.
Are you hiring?
And I've hired 1,000 in the past year. And the majority of my employees are minorities. So the issues that I care about are issues that are, broadly speaking, in my industry. So as you know, some people are Republicans, some people are Democrats. I'm a Nevadan. I'm a Republican registered Nevadan. And what I care about is my adopted state. I'm adding 4,000 new jobs in Maryland when I open up National Harbor, this unbelievable resort on the Potomac later this year. I'm adding 3,000 more jobs in Springfield, Massachusetts 2 years from now. So we are a job creator, and I'm a compassionate person, but I'm also a person that's looking for fiscal responsibility, looking for business acumen, and I can tell you that just making everything free is not going to work. Otherwise, I'd be eating a lot more old chocolate cake, which I love. If somebody told me it was calorie-free, I'd be eating a lot of it. I don't eat it because I know I can't do everything.
Well, so you've got this great event here. Again, 1,800 people from 42 different countries. But as a longtime Vegas guy, and I've always wanted to know this, I have to ask,
right.
If you aggregated ticket sales from all the hot shows over the past many, many decades, who has been the biggest moneymaker in Vegas? I mean, you could throw out Frank Sinatra, you could throw out Elvis, you could throw out the Copperfield machine that is the magician who's performing now. Who, from a business standpoint, has been best?
So there's a reason why it's in his name, money. So Floyd Mayweather, the money team, no one has generated more revenue than Floyd. Before that, it was some of the great prize fights of the Mike Tyson era, Muhammad Ali era. If you go to other forms of entertainment, like theatrical entertainment, Cirque du Soleil is king. No one has generated more ongoing revenue and ticket sales in Cirque du Soleil. We're proud to be their partner. As it relates to individual performers, oh my gosh, we get the best of the best all the time, and we sell out almost every of these great events.
Celine, Britney, they were money makers.
Huge money makers. But the Stones, U2, Madonna, everyone rolls through Las Vegas, and I would have to say that if you'd ask them, and some of them are here, where they prefer to play. They always want to play Vegas. It's like, I've made it if I play Vegas.
Well, Hamilton has changed the landscape of Broadway.
Yes.
Now, you know that there have been Broadway shows that have come to Vegas.
Right.
Do you hope or are effectuating some type of move of Hamilton eventually to a long-running Vegas opportunity?
I think Hamilton will come here. I've seen it. My wife's seen it twice. Unbelievable. I started my Wall Street career at 115 Broadway, which was right next to Trinity Church, which is right next to where Alexander's buried. I'm a big fan. Broadway shows typically don't last long in Las Vegas, and we've had some great shows that haven't lasted long. Hamilton is the exception, and I would do a lot to bring Hamilton here. It probably would play at the Smith Performing Arts Center. The Smith Center is wonderful. It's as good as any performing arts center in the country. It's worthy of a show like Hamilton, and I'd like to help.
You'd fight for that?
I would fight for that.
Let me just ask about professional teams. A National Hockey League team coming, maybe even an NFL team, possibly the Oakland Raiders. What are the chances?
High, and increasingly so. So sports is in our DNA here in Las Vegas. No one wants to be anywhere else for March Madness or the Super Bowl. They come here, as you know. We just built the best arena in the United States with our partners AEG. It's pro-ready for hockey and for basketball. I bet we're going to have a hockey team, and I bet they're on the ice in 2018. I bet we get a basketball team not long after that. It's not up to me to decide, but I bet it. As it relates to football, the Raiders want to move. I'd love to see them here. The key would be, how do you pay for it? It's a $1.4 billion stadium. Stadium financing is tough. But if there's enough private sector support, if there's enough public support that doesn't put too much burden on the public taxpayer, I'm all in, and I'm going to try to help because I'm an NFL fan. I want to see more things here that will drive tourism. And for the 2.1 million people that live here, we are a rabid sports town, and we could do it.
It is great to see you.
Great
I love business people like you. Our thanks to Jim Murren. By the way, you've got to watch more of my interview with Jim and many more of the interviews here at the SALT Conference on lizclayman.com, and watch Countdown to the Closing Bell every weekday, 3 p.m. Eastern on the Fox Business Network.